The feud between Danielle Collins and Iga Swiatek didn't just shock the WTA, it exposed a raw nerve in professional tennis. You know the headline. An Olympic quarterfinal handshake goes wrong, and one player accuses the other of being fake. It's the kind of drama that fans live for. But the common belief is that this was just one heated comment, a single bad day at the 2024 Paris Olympics. The reality is so much deeper. A story built on receipts, rivalries, and a calculated social media campaign that proves this was never a one-time event. The truth is, the Olympic moment was just the ignition. The real feud was confirmed 6 months later, not with a quote, but with a profile picture. We've reviewed the press conferences, analyzed the social media posts, and broken down the on-court flashpoints. The story everyone saw is not the story that actually happened. This video will answer the 3 questions you should be asking. 1. What really happened during that chaotic Olympic match before the handshake even occurred? 2. Why does Danielle Collins actually feel this way about Swiatek? And what does she mean by fakeness? And 3. How did this private animosity spill over into a public year-long drama culminating in one of the most savage Instagram posts in tennis history? We have the receipts, and the story is more calculated than you think. But this feud wasn't a one-time explosion. It was a simmering, calculated drama. The most aggressive shot in this entire rivalry wasn't a forehand. It was an Instagram post. To find it, we have to move forward to January 2025 at the United Cup final. Team USA was facing Team Poland. The cameras were focused on the pre-match handshakes. As Danielle Collins, part of Team USA, walked the line, she reached Iga Swiatek. Broadcast footage caught it plain as day. A quick, dismissive handshake from Collins, accompanied by a massive, visible eye roll. It was subtle, but it was deliberate. Fans immediately clipped the video, but what happened next is the real receipt. Hours after Team USA won the event, Danielle Collins went on her personal Instagram. As reported by Tennis.com on January 7, 2025, she posted a screenshot of that exact eye roll moment to her Instagram stories. She didn't stop there. She captioned it, "New Year, same me," and embedded the song Be Real by Kid Ink. But the final move was the most shocking. Collins then took that screenshot of her rolling her eyes at Swiatek and made it her new official Instagram profile picture for all her followers to see. This wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was a direct, public, and calculated confirmation of the feud. Swiatek, who avoids public conflict, offered no response. Collins, on the other hand, was telling the world exactly what she thought. She was curating her brand as the player who will not engage in what she sees as polite fictions. It was a declaration that the Olympic incident was not forgiven, not forgotten, and that she was proud to be the one calling it out. Collins wasn't just being petty. She was drawing a line in the sand and forcing the tennis world to pick a side. It proved the fake comment wasn't just heat-of-the-moment anger. It was a deeply held belief. To understand why Collins would go to such lengths, we have to rewind the clock to the 3-minute mark, to the moment this all began. We have to go back to that press conference at the 2024 Paris Olympics on July 31st, 2024. The expectation is that Collins was just bitter about her injury. The reality is that Collins was waiting for the chance to say what she felt. The match ended when Collins retired with an abdominal injury, trailing 4-1 in the 3rd set. At the net, Swiatek approached and a tense, brief exchange occurred. Microphones didn't pick it up, but Swiatek's face, a clear look of shock and confusion, told the whole story. She was stunned by what Collins had said. The press, smelling blood, immediately asked Collins to clarify what happened at the net. This is where the feud became public. Collins, true to her Danimal persona, did not hold back. Here is her full quote from that press conference. "I told Iga she didn't have to be insincere about, my injury. There's a lot that happens on camera, and there are a lot of people with a ton of charisma and come out and are one way on camera and another way in the locker room. And I just haven't had the best experience. And I don't really feel like anybody needs to be insincere. They can be the way that they are. I can accept that, and I don't need the fakeness." That one word, fakeness, rocked the tour. This wasn't just about an injury. Collins was making a much larger accusation about Swiatek's entire public character. She was accusing the world number 1, known for her diplomacy and thoughtful answers, of being a different person behind closed doors. She was essentially calling her a phony. The insincere comment implies Collins felt Swiatek's words of comfort at the net were just for the cameras, a performance. For Collins, who prides herself on raw, unfiltered authenticity, this was the ultimate sporting sin. Swiatek, for her part, was genuinely baffled. When asked about the incident, her response was pure confusion. According to reports from Tennis.com on July 31, 2024, Swiatek said, "Honestly, I don't know what happened there." She later elaborated, stating, "I've never done anything unpleasant towards her. I just wanted to congratulate her on her successful career because we all know that this is her last year on tour." Swiatek's response framed the incident as a complete misunderstanding, while Collins' framing was a direct accusation of a character flaw. This wasn't about a bad call or a tough loss. It was about authenticity versus performance, and Collins had just broken the fourth wall. But the press conference was just the aftermath. The match itself was a powder keg of microaggressions and escalating tension. The fake comment didn't come from nowhere. You have to understand what happened on the court for 2 hours before the handshake. This wasn't a normal tennis match. It was a psychological battle. The first major flashpoint was a moment of pure, shocking aggression. During a rally, Collins hit a powerful volley that struck Iga Swiatek directly in the chest, flooring the Polish star. Swiatek crumpled to the clay, clutching her abdomen. It was a brutal, direct hit. Collins did walk to the net to check on her, but the tone was set. This was not a friendly quarterfinal. The second flashpoint was about the rules. Collins, the server, became visibly agitated with Swiatek's pace of play and pre-serve routine. At one point, Swiatek held up her racket, signaling she wasn't ready, a common tactic to slow a service momentum. Collins, incensed, yelled across the net, "There's like no one behind me, play at the server's pace." She was accusing Swiatek of gamesmanship, of trying to ice her. The third and most critical flashpoint was the bathroom break. After Swiatek lost the second set, she took an extended break. This wasn't just a quick change. Reports, including from Tennis.com on July 31, 2024, noted the break lasted 9 minutes. The WTA rulebook allows for 5 minutes. This long delay clearly infuriated Collins, who was waiting on court, her momentum from winning the set completely gone. Swiatek later claimed she was confused about the Olympic rules and was told by an official she could take her time, but the damage was done. In Collins' mind, this was another example of Swiatek bending the rules, or at worst, using them to her advantage in a way Collins found disrespectful. By the time Collins' body gave out and she had to retire, the tension was already at a boiling point. The fakeness comment wasn't just about the handshake. It was the final, explosive payout for the body shot, the pace of play complaints, and the 9-minute break. This confrontational style isn't an isolated incident for Danielle Collins. It is her entire brand. This is, after all, Danimal. You cannot understand the Swiatek feud without understanding Collins' public war with, well, just about everyone. Her entire career is built on thriving on negative energy, a stark contrast to Swiatek's quest for zen and focus. The receipts are everywhere. Take the 2022 Australian Open final. Collins was playing Australian icon Ash Barty. The crowd was, understandably, 100% against her. Most players would crumble. Collins seemed to feed on it, at one point complaining to the umpire about the crowd noise during her serve. She thrives on being the villain. She proved it again at the 2025 Australian Open. During a tense match against Australian Destiny Iva, Collins was heckled by a fan. She turned to the fan and was seen on camera clearly yelling, "Shut up." After winning the match, she gestured to the booing crowd to kiss her ass. In her press conference after that match, she gave a quote that defines her entire mindset. She said, "One of the greatest things about being a professional athlete is the people that don't like you and the people that hate you. They actually pay your bills. Every person that's bought a ticket to come out here and heckle me, it's all going towards the Danielle Collins Fund. So yeah, bring it on." This is the core of the Swiatek feud. It's a clash of personalities. Swiatek is the diplomatic, media-trained, corporate-friendly world number one, and Collins is the raw, unfiltered, anti-corporate villain who says what she thinks, consequences be damned. This feud continued to play out. When Collins finally got a win over Swiatek in May 2025, she complained to the press that she didn't get a ton of credit for it, saying the media narrative was more about how poorly she played. And finally, at Wimbledon in July 2025, after Swiatek beat her, Collins offered a final, blunt summary of their relationship. According to the Tennis Gazette, Collins said, "I don't think we're all destined to get along well with each other. Iga is a great player, I am her rival, and at the end of the day, we compete with each other. That's it." This wasn't a truce. It was an acknowledgement of the reality she created. They are not friends, and they never will be. So the expectation versus reality of the Collins-Swiatek feud is clear. The expectation is a one-time heated comment from a frustrated player. The reality is a deep, philosophical clash between two opposite personalities, proven by a year of calculated social media posts, defiant press conferences, and a fundamental disagreement on what it means to be real. Collins didn't just have a bad day at the Olympics. She chose her rival, and she spent the next year reminding the world and Iga Swiatek that she meant every single word she said. This feud matters because it pulls back the curtain on the WTA tour. It shows that behind the polite handshakes, there are real, complex personalities and simmering tensions. This wasn't just drama, it was a battle for authenticity. To understand the strategies behind these on-court battles, from psychological tactics to exploiting the rulebook, you need to see the bigger picture. We break down all these mechanics in our essential The Tennis Playbook playlist. Click here to watch it next.